The Forces of Destiny Season 2 is on par with the first season as to be expected, as this is basically still a shorts of just random stuff happening. Now, not bad random things, but just, every short is different, and it's kind of a continuation, but these shorts in the second season are much more interesting, in my opinion. And you have some that aren't focused on female characters, which I was surprised about. Like, there was one with Luke and Yoda. I'm like, oh, that's cool. There's one with Chewbacca, with the Porgs. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I mean, there's some that don't have female characters because they feel like, supposed to inspire little girls to buy toys of these female characters, and some of them argue about female characters, which is a surprise to me, because that's the whole point of these shorts. But I like, even the ones with female characters, I do like some of the shorts. They're much more interesting, in my opinion. And the Clone Wars ones are still good. But there's a lot, it felt like there was a lot more of Rebels in this, which I'm not complaining about. I think it's fine. But it's interesting the direction they went with that. I guess it was easier to get the Rebels voice actors than any others. Also, there was one that was from a deleted scene from The Force Awakens, which I was like, that was the biggest shock to me. I'm like, oh my god, they repurposed this deleted scene into a short. That's so fantastic. And so they took more creative liberties with this, which I'm surprised about. And, I just like all these shorts more than the first one. I felt like they kind of stepped up their game, because this second season I think came out 2018, I believe. So these shorts, some of them had to do with The Last Jedi type of stuff, which I think that's a plus in that. Also, they had stuff from Solo. I think these shorts are very wholesome, and they're not really that offensive. They're not bad. It's just they're just not that important to the overall story. But this entire thing is canon, by the way. Like, the shorts do a better job at filling in the gaps. Like, there's one where Leia gets her Bausch outfit, from Return of the Jedi, which that fills in a gap, which we didn't need, but it's cool to see, using the 3-minute feature, to their advantage. They do that a lot, fill in, they do a little bit of stuff after Return of the Jedi, like on Endor. They do a couple of shorts, and they did one with the first one, but they did that a couple of times in this season. I quite like the direction they went with this. I was having a good time with this. I think I do think that this season is better, but I do understand why they kind of stopped with this, because I'm going to assume this mainly because of toy line stuff. I don't think this is meant to be like a real content-heavy shorts. This is just meant to be just, oh, here's an advertisement for the toys, rather than it being an actual, episode that you would watch and, actually have some sort of overarching story. There is no overarching story. It's just there's a bunch of shorts of the characters, the female characters in Star Wars, and that's basically it. It's just the same as Season 1, but I like a lot of these more than the first one. So that's basically it with, my description of this. There isn't really much to it. So, with that being said, where does this lie in rankings then? So Season 2 of The Forces of Destiny goes above the first season, but below the first season of Resistance. Like I said, I like this second season a little bit more than the first one. I think, like I said, the shorts are more interesting, but it's not at the same quality of Resistance. But I do think that, I think with the first one, both Resistance and Forces of Destiny kind of lie in the same place in my ranking, where they're both this wasted potential of a show, you could say. More could have been done with this, but it wasn't, so I'm just leaving the second season here. But we're not done yet. Oh, no. Because since that was the last season of these shorts, there's now the entire show to rank. And I somewhat like Forces of Destiny more than I should have. Like I said, this is just this isn't a show that's meant to be, serious, but it's not, offensive in any way. There's nothing bad about this. I think it's quite charming, that they managed to bring back some of the Clone Wars voice actors to do a couple of these. They had Mark Hamill do his voice for young Luke Skywalker, which is weird. They have, the sequel trilogy characters reprising their roles. Like, this is a somewhat big deal, for these shorts that, who knows where these aired. I don't even know where these aired. I think they aired on Disney XD, I believe. So for that, just like something that's on Disney XD, there's a lot of work put into it. And the diversity of all this is fine, but I wish this was similar to Marvel's What If, where it had these, it focused on the character, but it was for the entire episode, like for a 22-minute runtime instead of just 3 minutes. Because it's very jarring to have it go to one thing to another, but I understand why they didn't do it like that. It's wasted potential. This is not meant for, that. Even though it could have been similar to Marvel's What if they so wanted to, but no, the other plan was to have this just be a toy line, and I believe the toy line failed, so I think that's why these shorts just stopped being made. They got canceled, but I don't blame them, because kids don't really play with action figures anymore, or dolls, whatever type of it was going to be. I don't even know what they even look like, and this stuff is part of the canon now. And, it has been for a couple of years now, but it's something that you forget about because it's so inconsequential. But this show overall, these shorts, they're fine. So where does that lie in my rankings then? So the entirety of the Forces of Destiny goes above the Clone Wars movie, but below the first season of the Forces of Destiny. Now, the reason I put it below the seasons is because as a cohesive story, there is no overarching arc. It's not meant to be watched all the way through. You're just meant to watch a couple of these shorts and call it a day. You're not meant to watch all of these all at once. These are meant to be put on Disney XD, probably in between commercial breaks, or the shows and the commercials. Like I said, they're not meant to be watched all the way through, back to back to back. So, with that being said, it's below the seasons because it's not a cohesive story, so it's below the seasons. Do you agree or disagree with my rankings? Because I don't know if this show or these shorts have a fandom, I'm not too sure. But people, I don't think anyone has anything bad to say about these. It's just there, I think people are kind of getting pissed off, like, oh, these things are meant for babies, but it's like, well, whatever, it doesn't affect you, it's just whatever, Star Wars is meant for all ages. Maybe have something for the babies, something that's good for the babies, not something bad for them, because, it's gonna make me suffer again, but I'm not mad this exists. I think it's kind of underrated in a certain sense. Some of these shorts are actually kind of good, in my opinion, but a lot of them kind of just there, But I'm going to go now, so if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. I'm going to go now, so goodbye, everyone.